Hello, how are you? So today I'm going to tell you a story. Today a story is called God Wins. The memory verse is from 1 Samuel chapter 14, verse 6. Nothing can hinder the Lord from saving. Today's message is God gives me the victory. I can't just do it. Have you ever felt that way when things are too hard? Whom do you ask for help? Jonathan knew who to ask. Here's his story. King Saul's army was camped under the tree near Gibeah. The Philistines were camped nearby a narrow pass in the mountains. Every day, the Philistines sent out the soldiers to harm the Israelites and steal from them. The Philistines had 100 of chariots and thousands of well-armed soldiers. The Israelites' army of 600 men had small and afraid. None of the Israelite soldiers had swords or spears. Only Saul and Jonathan had them. The Israelite soldiers had plows, hoes, axes, and sickles for weapons, but you don't win wars with farm tools. Because of this, many of Israelite soldiers were afraid. So they hid in holes and behind the rocks, but not Jonathan, the son of King Saul. He alone thought that God could win the battle. One day, Jonathan whispered to the soldiers who can carry his heavy shield, "Come with me." The armor bearer knew at once that Jonathan had a secret plan. He quickly dressed and followed Jonathan out the camp. Nobody heard them leave. "We can get to the Philistines. Look out! If we can pass between the mountains," Jonathan explained. "God will get us past the guards and give us victory. Nothing can stop God from saving us." "You lead the way," the armor bearer said. "I'll be behind you. Let's go," Jonathan said, starting down the pass. If when they see us, they tell us to wait for them to come down, we will wait. But if they say, "Come up to us," we will know that this is sign that the Lord give us a victory. After a slow, hard hike, Jonathan and his armor bearer reached the pass. Boldly, they stepped forward in full view of Philistines' guards. "Look!" one of the guards cried out. The Israelites crawling out of their holes. on up so we can teach you a lesson," another shouted. "That's our sign," Jonathan whispered. "God then give them into our hands." So the two began climbing up steep cliff. When they got to the top, Jonathan walked forward. His armor-bearer was right behind him. 20 Philistines guards suddenly attacked in just a small space. But Jonathan and his armor-bearer knew God would help him. They quickly defeated another guards watching from the top of the cliff panicked and became confused. When they saw, they shouted down to the soldiers in the Philistine camps, and the soldiers panicked. Even the chariot drivers panicked in their confusion and began to push and fight one another as they ran in every direction. The ground shook as if a great army with horsemen and chariots were coming. Jonathan, his armor-bearer, and the Philistines knew that God was helping Israel. When King Saul and his 600 soldiers came up the scenes, Jonathan and his armor-bearer stood quietly watching the Philistines run away. The soldiers of Israel knew they had won because God battled for them. "This day the Lord rescued us," they said. Jonathan and his armor-bearer agreed. The Lord had won a great victory. Nothing had stopped God from saving them.